Listen, if you've been following me for any amount of time, then you would know for the past few months that I have been saying that the Palestine movement was showing signs and symptoms of being anti-black. When I saw how the Watermelon Mafia was activated on TikTok and going around to several different content creators, when are you going to talk about Palestine, trying to force larger creators to talk and speak on Palestine, to try to force people to pick a side, I knew then that they were headed down the path of anti-blackness. Several times, members of the Watermelon Mafia got down into my comments saying that I don't speak on Palestine, then I must support genocide and this and that, even though I had spoken up in support of Palestinians in Gaza. I had done several videos about where I stood on that conflict. Then when we moved through that phase, the I'm not voting for genocide Joe phase started, right? The Watermelon Mafia was getting down all in the comments of political content creators like myself saying that I'm voting for genocide Joe, calling me a genocide apologist, a genocide supporter, a Zionist lover. They called me a black supremacist, trying to antagonize me by getting down in the comments saying that they were voting uncommitted because along this same line, Rashida Tlaib started her performance. You know, getting Palestinian Americans or Muslim Americans amped up to vote uncommitted during the primary. And meanwhile, she's behind the scenes telling people how nervous and how concerned she is about Donald Trump possibly getting back into the White House because she knows how detrimental it will be to her people. But she's out in front, you know, encouraging her people to vote against their own interests. Yeah, so they were getting down in the comment section, trying to antagonize, get underneath my skin about voting uncommitted, and they would never vote for genocide Joe, and saying to me, you're black, how can you support genocide? And along the way, I repeatedly made it clear that I use my platform to support black people and the black community. I will never elevate another community's issues above that of black people and the black community. I empathized with Palestinians and what was happening over in Gaza. I lended my voice in support of Palestinians. I did all of that, but my eye stayed on the prize, and that was to make sure that black people remained educated on all of the goings on that was happening in this country politically. And how insulting to say to a black person that they are a supporter of genocide. How insulting and demeaning and disrespectful that is. The black community has been having to deal with white supremacy and racism for hundreds of years. The Middle Passage, slavery, Reconstruction, the Jim Crow era. Genocide for black people has continuously been reinventing itself for hundreds of years, from the slave patrol to the police departments that we know today. For months, I've been telling people that that movement was anti-black, and now people are really starting to see it, thanks to this interaction right here. Yeah, you see, this woman basically said on her platform, knowing that black people will see it, that if you're voting for Kamala Harris, then keep Palestinian names out of your fucking mouths. And this gentleman responded, simply trying to say that Palestinians aren't the only ones that are dealing with genocide. He is from Congo. His people are also dealing with genocide. People over in the Sudan are also dealing with genocide. And black people in America are also dealing with genocide. And he goes on to give an example as to why he will be voting for Kamala Harris. And she got back up on her platform and said, basically, this was her whole energy that she was bringing. Very anti-black. Basically saying, yeah, he's telling me he's voting for Kamala Harris. I don't even want to hear what he has to say. Right? And so she blocked him. And then she unblocked him to hear what he had to say. And then listening to what he had to say, she went out on a mission to prove him wrong. Right? Yeah. The facts that she presented are questionable. There are people out there that are debunking the information that she brought. But her whole energy was, let me let you know what the facts are, you dumb Negro, since you can't go out and do a simple Google search and get the simple facts to prove your point. And then she brought up genocide Olympics or oppression Olympics. Baby, nobody holds the gold more than black people. And you bringing that up is basically saying, yeah, I don't want to hear about what it is that you're going through. I don't care. I only care about what my people are going through. Why? Because we're superior to you. But let's be clear. She's not the only one that's displaying this anti-blackness towards black people who are choosing to fight for their rights here in this country by voting for Kamala Harris. She's not the only one. And so there's a bunch of people who are using their platforms to basically attack black people by trying to shame them for being a part of the voting process. Because why, black people? Your genocide of your community is not more important than our genocide, even though for months you have been elevating what has been happening to her people. Yeah, how dare you stop focusing on what's happening to my people to focus on trying to save your own people. So with all of that said, I'm going to do exactly what Miss Greenshirt told us to do. I'm going to keep Palestinians' names out of my fucking mouth. I am going to take down all of the videos that I did in support of Palestinians, and I've already redirected the funds that I was sending in support of Palestinians. Yeah. And I will be voting for Kamala Harris in November.
I thought that the situation with Lynn was an isolated situation, but apparently some other pro-Palestine Palestinians are starting to display the same behavior. And I think that we need to talk about it if we're going to move forward. So, you see this girl here. This girl has been making content all day. She has been clocking it all day, right? In one of her videos, she said, I am going to vote for Vice President Kamala. And someone in her comment section told her, listen, if you're going to vote for Vice President Kamala, then you should remove the Palestinian flag that you have in your username, because if you're going to vote for her, that means you don't support Palestine. She said, you know what?
At this point, I will happily take it out of my bio, because if that's really how y'all feel, as if Donald Trump gives a damn about Palestine, fine, I will take it out of my bio. I will never speak about it ever again. Trust me, I will never speak about it again.
You're right, I'm going to remove it, and I'm not going to speak about Palestine. That's what she said. Later on, a creator that I know, because I follow her, I think she follows me too, and she made a video about that, saying that, oh.
Earlier today, I saw a video on my For You page of a woman of color responding to a comment from someone saying, if you're going to vote for Kamala Harris, take the Palestinian flag out of your bio, because the woman was supporting Palestine and had the Palestinian flag in her bio. And her response was, okay, I'm never going to support Palestine again. And I was reading the comments and I was like, there's other countries struggling in the world. Not everything's about Palestine. If you can't listen to Palestinians telling you that Kamala Harris funded and supported our genocide, therefore we are not voting for her, therefore we are not going to support her publicly. If you could hear us say that and your reaction is, well, I don't care about Palestine. I'm never going to talk about it again. I'm never going to support you guys again. You're a really bad person and you never actually cared about Palestine.
Girl.
I am glad that that girl took Palestine out of her bio, because she was obviously never a Palestine supporter.
Girl.
And if you can be that easily convinced that the people in Palestine don't deserve your support because someone told you that you're wrong for voting for the person who funded their genocide, then you really never cared.
Okay.
And her response was, okay, I'm never going to support Palestine again.
Well, hello, it's the person of color that you saw on your page that you came over here to lie about, because I didn't say, okay, I'm never going to support them again. I said, I'm never going to say anything about it again. That's what I said.
And she clocked it again. She been clocking it all day. I've been watching her all day. Where do you think I've been? I've been watching her all day. And then the other girl removed the video, obviously, because backlash, obviously. So she removed the video. She took it down.
And you want to know what's even more interesting? Is that wasn't originally in her caption. Originally, it said, in her tone in the video was insane. But now her updated caption says, please don't send her hate. This is a bigger issue than her video.
And I would have been okay if she ended it there, like, okay, I messed up. Let me just take this down. But Homegirl didn't take it down and just let it go. Homegirl made a story video.
Guys, I want y'all to know that some of my own friends are voting for Kamala Harris. Like, I'm not saying I hope you die if you vote for Kamala. I've made multiple videos on what I think you should do if you want to vote for Kamala and what I think you could do to be a good ally if you vote for Kamala to the Palestinian community. I think you can vote for her and still try to enact change. I'm not attacking y'all. I'm just saying, if all it took is one hate comment to get you to stop supporting Palestine, I don't think you were ever really for the cause.
Why? Why would you do that? This is where it gets a little messed up. I've seen that video. She posted it. I couldn't see it. I couldn't find it this time around when I was trying to see it again. Someone commented on her video, the black woman video, one of her videos, and they said, we found your IP address. And she made a video about that. She was like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do with it? I'm like, yeah, what you gonna do with it? What you mean you found her IP address? Listen, if anything happens to this woman, it's over. It's over. Okay? It's over. I like her. I like the way she talks. I like how passionate she is about the things that she talks about. I like her.